So I'll start with teaching you all the intro, which will sound like this. So let's start with the right hand. The right hand will have E and G and C and E, which will sound like. And then the next part goes E and G, F and A, and C and E. So it sounds like this. So if you add that all together, it sounds like this. Next, for the left hand, it goes C and E, A and C. So it sounds like this. And then C and E, D and F, and A and C. So then all together it sounds like. Now if we add the right and left hand together, it'll sound like. Now for the rest of the intro, we pretty much repeat that same pattern, except in between we go G, G, A, C, C, and then we do it again. So then all together we do. So that's the intro. Just practice it a few times, right and left hand, and then together, and you should be good. So the second part I'll be teaching you is this part. So it's basically in the left hand a four-part chord progression. So with the E, A, F, G, but I'll get into that a bit more later. So starting with the right hand, the first part, which is the E part, so we start with going B, A, G, G, E, E, G, B, B, C, C. So it sounds like this. Then the next part is the A part. So we go E, F, D, 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 C, B, C, D, G, F, G. I forgot to mention before, in the right hand we're just doing octaves. So that part I just taught you will sound like this. So all together it will be like. Now the next part is E, E, G, B, D, E, 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 F, D, 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 C, B. So it'll all together sound like. And that entire part all together sounds like this. Sorry for any mistakes I made, but yeah. So for the left hand, we're starting with basically in an octave, except it's detached. So the first bar is all E. So 1, 2, 3, 4 in quavers, and then we go to A, 1, 2, 3, 4, then to F, 1, 2, 3, 4, then G, 1, 2, 3, 4. Repeat that again. Except for the last G, we just go 1. So then all together, we start with just right hand, and then hit on the G, A, F, Okay, so this is the third part, and the third part will sound like this. So it's pretty short. So starting with the right hand, we're basically up like an octave higher than we were before. We're going with A, B, A, G, and then together E and G, and then that again, and then D and F, and then C and E. So all together we have and then the next part goes so an octave lower than where we were before. A, B, A, and then kind of like a scale. B, A, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So all together it sounds like this. Now for the left hand, it's basically the same thing as we had in part 2, except an octave higher. So we have the E again, so 1, 2, 3, 4, A, 2, 3, 4, F, 2, 3, 4, and instead of the G, we go like a scale, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E. So now if we put that together, we have just right hand, this part, and then we just go on to the E, A, F, and then we have all together. So the whole thing of that sounds like this. So for the fourth part we have this. And then, so starting with the right hand, we have so E, E, G, B, and then as a chord, so it's E, G, B, D, E, B, sorry, G, so like that, E, E, G, B, chord, G, and then F, and then we have G, F, E, F, G, so basically all the way up to there. So and then in the left hand, we basically have it's basically, it's the same chords. So with the E, you basically just go like that, A, and then if you want to, you can like do the same thing, F, 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 or instead of that, you can jazz it up, and then do G. So you can just do like that, or you can like do. We're basically starting with the left hand. A, F, and then we have starting here on the G in the left hand and the E in the right hand. We're basically just doing a scale. So altogether that will sound like. So part 5 is going to sound like this. So starting with the right hand, we have, so this is basically like a key change. So now the new chords are C sharp, F sharp, D, E. So starting in the right hand, we have C sharp and E, and then C sharp 2 times, E, and then C sharp and G sharp, that again, A, and C sharp and A, C sharp, D, B, B, so that's now I have octaves again, so that's B, A, G sharp, A, B, E, D, E, so that's now I have still octaves, so C sharp 2 times, E, G sharp, B, C sharp 2 times, and then C sharp, D, B, 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 A, G sharp. So altogether the right hand will be the left hand is mostly kind of like improv that I do, but what I usually do is like, so it starts on C sharp, so I usually go, so that's C sharp as an octave, so that's like the lowest 2 C sharps, and then I go up an octave, and then I go, so that's, and then to the F sharp, I basically do the same thing. So that's then F sharp, and then D. I usually do so down here D, and then I just do, and then E. So then altogether that's. So that'll be like this with hands together. But and then back to the C sharp, and then back to F sharp. So C sharp, F sharp, D, E. So then all together with both hands, that's C sharp, F sharp, D, E, C sharp, F sharp, D, E. So yeah, if you put it together, it should sound like that. Now with the patterns, when it comes to like the left hand, it doesn't really have to be exactly what I've done. Like I showed you this, but it can be like 1, or you can just stay like in 1 octave if you want to. It doesn't really matter as long as you're doing the right chords in the right time. So yeah, all together that'll be. And now for the 6th and final part, this is how it sounds. So, I'll just teach you not left hand and right hand separately, but together, because it's pretty much together. So starting with the left hand, we do basically just an octave of E. So this is the lowest E with the E an octave above that, so that's like this. And then 2 octaves above that, we're also doing an octave, and we go E, E, C sharp, B, and then we come up an octave higher in the left hand, and then we go up here, an octave higher in the right hand as well, E, E, C sharp, B, and then, so that will be like, then up here, we're basically going to do, so in the right hand, A and C sharp, so that's 4 times, and then B and G sharp, A and C sharp again, and then E and C sharp. So then the exact same thing pretty much in the left hand. So then together that will be like, and then we basically have an arpeggio, like a quick kind of like trill thing that goes, so in an A major 4-part chord, and then in the left hand it's just low A. So it's like, so then all together it should sound like this. And that's all.